Fraser.
And I'm Chewy.
And today we've got the hacker from System Shock.
And Saren+Sovereign from Mass Effect 1.
Alright, so character, personality, and backstory. We should get started with this one.
Yeah. Saren's personality, he's kind of like a, well, he's a Turian, right? So they're kind of like coldish and more kind of calculating, but at the same time he is kind of very brash, very military-like, I'm going to have to say. But it kind of works with him, because you can kind of get the fact that this guy, you step into a room and he's like, wow, this guy's a bamf. You know, you kind of get that power. What about the hacker?
You know, I can't say anything for personality, because he really doesn't have one. But his backstory, on the other hand, is quite interesting. As his name suggests, he is a hacker who tried to hack into Trioptimum, who was like the big corporation in System Shock. He failed, and they caught him, but he got taken out of jail because Trioptimum paid him to basically fix Shodan or remove her morality core, which strings all the following games because of that incident. But he also gets cybernetic implants because of that, and that's where the game picks off.
We'll get to cybernetic implants later, because I can probably counteract that. But Saren's backstory is pretty intense. Like even just looking at the first game without going into the novels, his backstory with Captain Anson is really intense. You know, he's a Spectre too, so you have to imagine all the training to have done to go into that. Even just like the military history to go into that, and then with that, and also what he and Mr. Anderson did with the what was that, like a Batarian thing? Yeah, it was with Batarians, right? So I don't know. I just think that in itself is pretty epic.
I must agree that Saren+Sovereign does win personality backstory.
Oh yeah, and that's even without Saren's backstory. You know? Oh my god, I don't want to spoil anything with that one.
So 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
Achievements. I gotta turn it the other way on this one. As good as Saren was, his plans were kind of half-hearted in that he really didn't fulfill his side of his goals. Saren sort of took over for him. They are sort of the same person, but Hacker kind of did everything by himself. I mean, using just his own intelligence, he was drafted despite he was a criminal. They could only turn to him to fix their problems because he was the best of the best. Then, like, with no military training or anything, he managed to take down Shodan or Cyborg army. Like, that's pretty impressive. Like, just going out there, you wake up after 6 months and nothing, like, you don't know what the hell's been going on, the entire ships and rambles, so, you know.
Well, you could probably give some points to Saren, though, just in himself, because of what happened on Eden Prime and what happened with what was it, Pharos and Novaria and all that stuff. But even still, like, going into someone with no military training and kicking a lot of ass, I'm gonna have to give it to the hacker as well. Yeah.
All right, so 1-1.
And I think we just go straight to fourth. I think we all know who wins 3. Right?
Iconic status, not too much of a debate on this one because very few people have heard of System Shock 1, let alone 2. So you know, I definitely got to give it to Saren.
Everyone's heard of Mass Effect. If you haven't heard of Mass Effect, please get out of your rock soon.
Alright, so in the fight, I definitely gotta give it to Hacker. I mean,
I'm gonna give it to Hacker for Sovereign. I'm not so sure about Saren though. Cause I just think Saren himself, just with all his military training, all his Spectre training, all the things he's done as a Spectre, I think all that mixed together can take on Hacker in a fight.
I really don't think that's true, simply because Saren has no bionic abilities, while the hacker has pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, telekinesis, all sorts of different powers that he can get through cybernetic implants, and his hacking ability is far superior to anything that Saren could possibly do.
Alright, I'll give you the hacking, but even still, like, hacking in Mass Effect is taking out the gun. What about close combat?
In close combat, he's got a beam sword, he's got a wrench, he's got an assortment of weapons. Put it that way. He's not lacking.
And Saren, you don't really know what a Saren can do in close range. You could probably think he's gonna pack a punch, but you know, punch against a beam sword, bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Their weapons are pretty even though. Like, they both use basically the same kinds of weapons: pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, whatever. But I gotta give it to Hacker just because of like his versatility. He can do everything pretty well.
Yeah, I'll agree.
In terms of Saren, I'd like to put it this way. I mean, if Shepard and his team, that's multiple people, took down Sovereign, And Hacker managed to defeat Shodan solo. I'm pretty sure he could do it again with Saren, especially considering that he's probably the tougher combatant in terms of him and Shepard.
Yeah. But even still, like, just on like the level between Sovereign and Shodan, it's pretty much, if Hacker can defeat Shodan, he can easily defeat the Reaper.
Alright. So, I guess
that's a tie.
Yeah.
So, you guys gotta vote.
Alright, so I'm Krazer.
And I'm Chewy. See you guys next time.